After discussing in the first video about different type of instructions what you follow to execute the work cycle in the automation, and also power requirement, and also the control systems available under the intelligent program. Next we'll see what is a control system and what are the types of control systems available. So there are two types of control system, one is open loop control system and closed loop control system. So here a closed loop control system is also known as feedback control system. So here the output variable is compared with the input parameter, and any difference between two is to drive the output into agreement with the input. So here in the closed loop, what are all the basic elements? Input parameter, process, output variable, feedback sensor, controller and actuator. So here the input parameter, it is the desired, represents the desired value of output. For example, if you control the temperature of a system, the set point is the desired thermostat. The process is the operation of functioning being controlled. Particularly, it is the output variable that is being controlled in the loop. In the present discussion, the process of interest is usually manufacturing operation. The output variable is some process variable, perhaps a critical performance measured in the process, such as temperature or force or flow rate. So here a sensor is used to measure the output variable and close the loop between input and output. Sensors perform the feedback function in the closed loop. The controller compares the output with the input and makes the required adjustment in the process to reduce the difference between them. The adjustment is accomplished using one or more actuator, which are hardware devices that are physically carry out the control actions, such as electric motors or flow valves. So here one example is described here to describe the closed loop control system and open loop control system. So in open loop control system, where the system runs without the feedback loop. So the control operates without the measuring output variables. So what are the input you give, output it is not at all compared. So in all the case we don't need input to be compared to the output. So where all the system is required, then only it is applied there. So here the actions performed in the open loop control systems are simple. So the actuating function is very reliable. Further, any reaction forces opposing the actuator are small enough to have no effect on the actuations. So if you take a control system, in the closed loop control system, here you can see the elements are defined. Input parameter is their output variable. In between there are elements 5, 6 and 2, and also 4, which is the feedback sensor, which is going to give the feedback. So controller, actuator and process is there in between the input and output variable. So the feedback sensor, it gives whether the given input parameter is correct or not. So like this, in the closed loop control system, feedback sensor is present. If it is open loop control system, controller, actuator, process will be there with input parameter and output variable, but there won't be feedback sensor to measure the given input to the controller, actuator and the process. So like this, both the control systems are defined. Further, if you see the advanced automation functions, in the advanced automation functions, here we see the 3 advanced automated. One is safety monitoring, second one is maintenance and repair, and third is error detection and recovery. So in the advanced automation function, it is made possible by special subroutines included in the program instruction. The function provide information only and do not involve any physical actions by the control system. For example, reporting a list of preventive maintenance tasks that should be accomplished. Any action taken on the basis of this report are decided by the human operators and managers of the system and not by the system itself. In other cases, the program of instruction must be physically executed by the control systems using available actuators. So safety monitoring system that sounds an alarm when a human worker gets dangerously close to the automated equipments.